You see J-Lo, she starts as a fly girl, and now she's one of the biggest stars. Could you project, could you see that Jim and Jamie and J-Lo and John Leguizamo, could you foretell that they were going to be that?
Yeah, I could, because I know that anything is possible in that business if you're talented.
Right.
You know, but it's the other stuff that has to line up.
Right.
It has to line up right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, there's all these industries. There's publicity.
Right.
There's the agent industry.
Right.
There's the management industry.
Right.
There's the studios. There's the networks. There's all this stuff that, you know, you got to do right.
Line it up.
You got to do right. And the next step, and the next step, and the next step to get to that point.
Right.
So it's possible to do.
Right.
You know, it's possible because you can navigate it. And
Right.
it's persistence and all that good stuff, right?
Right.
But I never knew that some of them would stop talking to me when they got to that point.
Oh, man.
See?
Sorry.
So I never knew that because I was always curious.
Right.
You know, how you did it, man.
Right.
I study, you know, like.
So you had the numbers when you was working on Living Color, and then all of a sudden they become something else, and now all of a sudden they do.
Yeah,
the number you call is no longer
no,
insurgent.
all of them, all of them but her.
All
of them but her. I was like, you know.
Oh.
I remember seeing her.
Right.
And this ain't no J-Lo bashing because she's crazy, talented.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Can't put nothing on her. And she's a great actress too.
Right.
You know, but we used to hang out with me, her, my ex. We used to go to dinner together.
Right.
You know, and I met her with Keenan at Strictly Business.
Right.
Because he brought her in my trailer while I was doing a movie, and I was like, what is that?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then she showed up to be a fly girl, and she worked her ass off.
Right.
She worked her ass off. She was every day. And she was messing around with scripts. I was like, this girl gonna be something, and she was. So I saw her at the upfronts. It was me and Danny DeVito. And he's like, there's Jennifer Lopez over there. You don't know her, right? I'm like, yeah, I know her. So I go over there and I'm like, what's up, girl? Shoot, man, you blew up. What is going on? She was like, hi. I was like, so what's going on? What's going on? You know, just living like, you know, getting some little carrot dip. And I'm going, you know, what's in that carrot dip? You know, because she showed dipping my ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that happened once. And then I was on face break. I had to look around and see if anybody saw that.
Right.
You know? Did anybody just see her put a hatchet through my forehead?
Right.
I'm like, hey, you know? And so we had the same manager at the same time. So I just avoided her because you never know what someone's going through that day.
Right.
I could be misreading it.
Right.
You know, I always got to get the love. But that's from my profile.
Right.
From being the black and between the white and all that. So I'm needy in that way. I can admit that.
Right.
But I do love love.
Right. Well, she might be, listen, you
know?
can only judge a person by the experience that you have with that person.
Right.
She might be a great person to CJ and Hollywood and all my guy Jordan.
Right.
But your experience in that moment was not love, was not great.
Right. And so I gave it some time and stuff, and I never blamed the person.
Right.
You know, I just try to work with myself.
Right.
You know, how could she hate you? You're, you know.
Right.
I had to work on that. And so we had the same manager at one time.
Right.
And she was doing a video up in the block.
Yeah.
Jenny from the block. Block, right, that one. And so he said, why don't you go and visit her on the set, man? She would love to see you. And I was like, nah, that's all right. That's all right, man.
Right.
He's like, nah, man, come on, man. This is you. Come on, man. I was like, nah, that's all right, man.
Right.
That's all right, because one time is enough for me.
Right.
You know, I don't got to steal another base. If it's one and out, hey, I'll get, I'll wait till the next up, right? So I go down on the platform, and there she is, you know. And I tell you the only thing that saved me. I walked down the platform and she was looking at the screens with all the rest of the dancers.
Right.
You know. And Benny's all proud that he's standing with me, you know.
Benny Medina, correct?
Yeah. He put the last name on that, okay? All right. So him, man. You know what I'm saying? So I get down to the end of the thing and I look at her and Benny's going, come on, man, let her know you're here, man. I'm like, all right, man. And I go, Jennifer, what's up? And she goes, hey. So that was like the last, you know? I don't know how she's gonna be when I see her next, but the next time I saw her, I avoided her.
Right.
Because I don't like feeling that way.
Right.
I don't want to be around anybody who makes me feel like I'm not important.
I'm less than because.
You're gonna make me feel like I ain't important? You know, I worked at a hospital when I was 15, and everybody that worked there was black and were in the Korean War. All of them were veterans, you know? And they taught me everything.
Right.
They taught me everything about cooking, everything about life. You know, just imagine if they
Right.
were like that to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, imagine that.
Right.
You know, my math teacher, Miss Coleman, Jewish woman, lived down the street from the elementary school. And I couldn't get my math right. She was like a substitute teacher. And she said, why don't you come over to my house? So I go over to the house after school, and she would work with me on math and work with me on math and work. I was never that great in math, but I had more confidence about doing it.
Right.
What would have happened if she, hey,
Right.
you know, so I just remember those things.
Right.
And that's just me as an
Right.
individual. That's all. That's just what makes the furnace in me run.
Right.
You know, and I
Right.
delight in that. People come to me and say, man, you came to Afghanistan. And you look at this is the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were at your show in Kansas City, man, and my grandmother came, man. You took some pictures of her and everything,
Right.
man. She gone now, man, but let me tell you
Appreciate
something.
that.
That was one of her greatest moments.